Why is he acting like he's single when he's married? Once you got married and have kids, everything become we and you need, just even for a short while, be you once more. Sometimes family life can be difficult and you lose sense of self. Most of your socializing can become talking about kid stuff. I've seen parents do this when away from the family, and oftentimes they are just trying to have a regular conversation without it inevitably turning into a talk about their kid or partner that they've had a million times the same week. As a man, this is danger zone and I avoid it like the plague. Joking and playful flirting is okay, but I make it clear I'm very married and there is no ill intent. This is from a reformed cheater who was an expert at hiding his former unhappy marriage. I'd rather die 1000x than cheat on my new wife and ruin my happy marriage. When I meet an attractive woman, I always throw in a line about my wife, just to make sure the wedding ring didn't go unnoticed. These comments are so alarming, it's very weird he never mentions his partner or kid at all for months and months. I mean, I get them never being the center of conversation, but not even a mention for what's your plans this weekend? The flirting enough to get asked out is crazy too. Pretty sure nobody in these comments would like their boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband out and about flirting with other people. And if you're one of the ones saying it's harmless, then let your so know what you say to people when you're out solo and see how they react. I don't talk about my family at the gym. Sounds like he is a friendly dude. So everyone in the reply saying he's just a friendly guy and wants to have a sense of self outside of his marriage and fatherhood, you would all be just fine if you had a wife who was chatting up a man at the gym, touching his shoulder and putting her arms around him, and never once mentioning you and your child even when discussing things you literally did together like vacations or visiting family. For months, I don't really think of myself as a jealous person, but if I was in this man's wife's position, I would feel hurt for sure. He might just be a friendly dude and want someone to talk to or do things with that his wife might not be interested in. Are you saying that you were only interested in him when you thought there might have been a chance at a sexual relationship? From experience, I have no idea if I do this or not, but strangers who've never met my so probably don't care about hearing about them, so there's a chance I wouldn't bring them up much or at all. Over that long of a time though? A little odd, yeah. I'm not single is the weirdest way I've heard a guy say I'm married. Usually married men just say they're married. What's with this not single BS? That's very vague. It sounds like he has a GF, not a wife. Short answer, he's trying to bone you. Maybe he was an only child, lol. I've been with my so for 12 years, and being an only child I tend to be a little self-focused. Sometimes when I'm describing something we went to together, I use I instead of we and she has to remind me, hey, I was there too. I try to be mindful of it, but it's hard, lol. Did you ask about it? Most guys won't talk about things if they aren't directly asked about it. Two possibilities. Either he does that on purpose with a malicious intent to fool you and flirt with you, or he just sees himself as a full person and not just as a we and there wasn't any flirtation ever. I noticed that coupled women are far more inclined to present their lives as a we than coupled men. He wants to fuck. I'm honestly surprised by a lot of these answers. To me it seems like he is trying to appear single, for one reason or another. None that I can think of are good. I think he was trying to see where you would take things. I definitely wouldn't want to be his so. He sounds selfish and narcissistic to spend months talking to you and talk about all the things he has done and never once mentioned he has a family. That's a huge red flag. I could be projecting, but I bet the so is one that plans the fun things and trips he talks about, probably pays too when he takes the credit. I've met too many guys like this and it's so gross. It's a sometimes subconscious effort to disrupt the idea that he's attached to anyone else. Conversely, maybe he just doesn't talk about his fam to anybody. If my wife is with me somewhere or if I'm doing something with her, I can't imagine a scenario where I would ever not mention her or speak in terms of we when recalling those events to anyone I'm friendly with. I'm seeing a lot of comments from people basically saying, yeah, marry-age kids can do that. Sometimes it's just a way to get your sense of self back, blah blah. No lol, that's wildly weird, suspicious, and not normal at all. If you're recalling something you did or some place you were at with your wife or children, you speak in terms of we to people you're friendly with. You were there with your family, it's not something you did. Yeah, I'd have to very intentionally erase them from the moment in order to speak in solo terms about stuff you did with your spouse and children. I'd bet he naturally mentions his wife and kids to people he isn't flirting with. Could like that you talk to him, engage him, have normal convo, fears you'd not wanna talk, or only talk family if he brought them up. Yes, why? Oh why? Is he acting single while chatting up a woman at the gym? What could possibly be the reason? I guess some mysteries will never be solved. He's trying to bang you. I'm not saying that you would have an affair with him, But you ask the question, and the answer is, he wants to bang you. Period. If you were to give him a chance, he would be all over you. And as long as you interact with him, he will keep hope alive. The right thing to do would be to back off. Be nice, but back off. Put yourself in the wife's place. She's the mother of his kids. She does the heavy lifting. She deserves a faithful man, not one who hits on women at the gym. He did say I'm not single. What more does he have to share? I agree, this is odd. My husband will naturally come up if I'm sharing something I was doing over the weekend, travel, events, etc., because he is my companion for 99 of these things. Even if the was lower, he'd still be my most frequent companion for them. Not only that, but I like him, and when it comes to conversations with heterosexual men, especially near my age, I like to establish that pretty quickly to avoid any potential for misunderstanding. I also agree one would expect this to happen just as a slip of the tongue, if nothing else. Sounds like he's leaving the door open for something on the side.